craft time. I'm here. Certainly hope so. Let's see. Can I tag Evelyn tonight? Yes. There we go. Now, I think my Facebook's finally working after whatever was going on with it. Hi. It helps if I switch the view too. Hi. There we go. Okay, hey everyone. So we're ready to go, finally. Just running a few minutes late because I decided, you know what? I really want a decaf tea. So here we go. It's English decaf English breakfast lemon lily. And yes, I know my hair is out. It is still long, in case you're wondering, like, why does it look like it's got a haircut? It doesn't. So update on these cards. So if you remember, we've got version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And last night, I started working on 4 more identical-ish versions. And you know what? I'm going to pull out the phone version because for some reason, I posted the comment of Evelyn and it's not coming through. So just for the sake of ensuring this is working, we will see. Yeah, great. Hey Elaine, thanks for watching. So then I made these last night and finished them today. And I really, really liked them. And they were using more or less leftover pieces of a cut-up envelope. You dozed off. It's all good. Hey, I cut it too. I got all distracted working on some stuff. So these 4 cards, I really liked them. And I just used some blue unknown cardstock. I got some greenish origami paper. And then, you know, just did the same style over and over. And I think these turned out really, really well. So tonight's quest is working on... I'm going to, because I counted this earlier and I still forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. So really 8 cards, because remember I'm keeping 1. And then I'm going to make it 7 because, Elaine, we were talking today and you're talking about this type of card on about some of those at vendor events. And I was kind of like, I don't know. Well, that put a big thought in my head tonight. And then it occurred to me, yes. And what occurred to me was make a scrappy version. And I was like, I'm going to make it tonight. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not making it tonight. So let me just do a quick count to get some paper going. Because if that's 7, I need 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What else we got here? 13 I'll do. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So I'm going to die cut the remaining white panels because that will speed up the process. It's going to be a little wonky, but it'll be good. So I just did a rough, pulled a bunch of pieces of paper, and here we go. So, yeah, that way, because I'm starting to think, because when I thought about earlier about doing the scrappy version, I'm like, I want to make it. But what popped in my head, because I don't think I explained it right a moment ago, was I remember a month ago, I had the same thing happen. I'm working on the big Christmas packet project. It took absolutely forever, but I loved it. And I'm like, I want to do scrappy, the truck and the trailer referral cards. My partner is like, look, finish what you set out to do first before you jump to the next project. And that advice totally sang in my head today, and I'm like, yeah, that's actually a good idea. So I will make a scrappy version, just not tonight, but we'll see, because this card is really growing on me. Okay, I'm kind of jumping ahead a little too soon here. Welcome to Chaotic. I get all excited. These strips are a little longer. I'm gonna actually measure and cut them down to size, and then I will die cut. So here is my die. It is roughly, I know I got cut off on the board here. I gotta bring it down lower here. It's about 4¼ inches. So I'm just going to say 4½ inches. So let's get these pieces cut to a decent size. So that way I can run it through the mini. And that way if I have, whoops, as I got things falling over here. That way if I have extra pieces, I can use them definitely for some other project or even more of these if I really get into making these. My little makeshift mini box table here fell over. So that's today's quest, is cutting paper and die cutting. So I said 4½ inches. That way I can also rule out these partial pieces that I don't need. Yeah, I'll just do it like that. I might get them mixed up, but that's fine. Now I'm going to get a little loud, but that's okay. Yeah, I got things falling over. Anyway. So yeah, that's tonight's quest. I may not actually finish a card tonight, but because I finished 4 earlier, and doing this step tonight will help for the rest of the week. So sometimes when I get a good plan going, then I can get going on doing a lot of the prep work here. So that is pretty good. But what's the other length of the die? And suddenly my phone version of the video is like sped up weird. I'm just gonna say 3¼ That way, cut out some unnecessary length here of the other pieces. Anyway, so yeah. And then, hey Elaine, the box you sent me home with, I haven't even opened it yet. It's literally right beside me. I have not gotten that far yet because I came home. We didn't have lunch yet, so we had a quick afternoon snack. And then I went to see Jenny to drop off her card class stuff, plus something else she asked me to make for her. And then I went to the grocery store, and then I had to get an errand or two, a couple errands. Then I came home. Then I walked the puppies, because it's about that time to walk the pups. And then after that, had a shower, got my hair all, not quite jazzed up, but looking okay. And then after that, what did I do? I think I came down here and just kind of worked on the 4 cards. And then it was like, oh, and I did laundry. So productive in other ways today. And then funny was like, it was like after 7, my partner comes down and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess we should eat. But because we ate so late in the afternoon today, it messes up the timing for eating tonight. So he just made a quick, sandwich or something. And I'm like, I'm still going to have tonight's meal because I'm doing pretty good. Like, I'll still eat it. So, because we do factor the meal kits. I absolutely love most of them. He's kind of like, ugh. So he had a chance to not have it, and I'm like, hey, that's fine. You don't want it? That's fine. So because tomorrow is the last of last week's batch, so I'll take tonight's version that we were gonna have tonight that he didn't have. I'll take it to work tomorrow if I remember. That's the other thing. I gotta remember too. So it kind of works out for me. I mean, personally, I love them, but I get it that they're not for everyone. I've been on them almost a year, actually. My first order was January 28th, which really was my birthday. Go figure. And that's when we got going on these meals. And for me, it works. It's helped me learn more portion size control. Because I'm the type that if I go get a pizza, I'm going to eat like a good half a pizza. And I still do. But it's helped me with a little better control on what I'm eating. I love them, but that's just me. My favorite one is the very first one I had that we got in our kit. Because when we got the first kit, we just got a bit of a mix and match just to try different variations before we kind of zoned in on what we like. And the very first one is, and this is a surprise for me, I'm not big on this type of stuff, but cranberry apple pork chop. It's my favorite. It's got really nice rice in it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Love it. My other favorite one, and this one is like, so that one, whenever it comes up each time, when I select it, I'm like, I gotta get it. My other favorite is, I'm trying to get the name right, pulled chicken taco bowl or something. And I love it. So Evelyn says she made it. Need to put the fuzzy jammies on, but I'm listening. That's okay, Evelyn. Wasn't sure if you're going to make it tonight, because I know you're dealing with a bit of an animal crisis again. I hope everything's okay. So I'm just of course, I'm off camera. I'm just die cutting here. And a whole whack of die cutting. As I make a lot of noise. Come on. So that's one. I got these scraps of whites to put away, which I have my scrap bin elsewhere, so I'm just gonna put them somewhere here. Yeah. Anyway, so that one is done. Ooh, I've actually got a good yawn happening, almost. I am sleepy. So there's one. That way, this speeds up the process this week. So die cutting a bunch of these. I'm looking forward to making the scrappy version of this card. I think that'll be really cool. Ooh. Anyway. I'm glad I'm actually sleepy. And that's why I decided, like, I want to have a tea, but I want decaf. So sure enough, when I watch this chimed, I've got all my rings for sale. You can't see it. That's okay. So I have one of those fitness watches that I'm not big on fitness, but it helps keep me motivated on making sure I reach my goals every day, every week, every month, as much as I can, if I can. So it's nice that it finally clicked over, which is good. I'm not sure which ring was left over. I think it was the stand credit ring, so it finally kicked over. And of course, with technology, it gives me alerts and a whole bunch of other stuff, which sometimes is really annoying. So these white pieces are various scraps. They could be envelopes, they could be from some other stuff I had in the past. But I'm big about scrappy in so many ways, because sometimes some of this paper, as I think it was last night or the night before, recently, it started to get blurred in my mind. I was talking about sometimes different types of white, or different types of paper can have an interesting effect on depending on what you're doing. So, and that's where I love the envelopes when I cut them up. I'm a little wonky about that, but to me it works. And then for tonight, once I'm done die cutting, I am going to take a peek at what's the next piece of paper that helps determine the colors of the next card. And then I'll just kind of probably end the night. Oh, yeah. I might work on for a little bit tonight before I put my butt to bed. I might try to get a little more. Okay, so something about the plates. This clear plate, which is pretty beat up, it's starting to warp. I'm gonna rotate it to help work with it, because I find when it gets too bendy a certain way, it makes it a little hard to run through. But the other downside is when you rotate, it again makes it harder to run through. So I just rotated both of the clear plates. I think they're number 2s, and it is going through. So, but always ensure you know which plate is the cutting side and which plate is the holder side. Otherwise, that creates a big problem if you get those mixed up. And it appears somehow something got stamped here. Okay. And yes, the plates do get dirty, but that's okay. Alrighty. Yeah, I guess the Stampin' Up name on here is starting to wear out there. And this is just a mini die cut and emboss machine. Super handy for doing stuff like this tonight. And also the thickness of the paper makes a difference when you're trying to load the die cut machine. Those envelopes had certain sections that were slightly thicker, so it kind of made it a little harder to cut, but that's okay. Making good progress. Now this piece, I don't know if you can see well, is a really slimmy one. It's like just the perfect size, and that's fine by me. And even if it doesn't quite cut it perfectly to the deckled shape, it'll have its own special deckledness to it if it slightly skews off. Again, which makes, you know, so many cards unique. But it worked. Woohoo! But yeah, that was a tight fit. Yeah, because I do keep on hand a lot of the scraps just for this reason. for, hey, if I'm looking for a quick die cut shape of white paper, use up the scraps. Because, hey, why not? Because I have a lot of white scraps, though. Okay, this is tight for some reason. Ooh. There we go. So earlier today, I did make some notes about my upcoming vendor events, my 2 vendor events of the year, of the season, not the year, the season, and made some notes on what are the 2 make and takes. I'm doing a Christmas card and Christmas tag layout, and finally made progress on what is that going to mean, what's that going to look like. And I'm happy to say I have a bit of a plan. I still need to work on it, but that will be after I finish Evelyn's batch of feel-good cards and the scrappy cards, because I gotta do a scrappy. And I was struggling earlier this morning about what am I gonna do about the Christmas tags. And then later today, it just clicked on, I have a plan, and I actually really like it. So I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited what I'm going to make. I hope it works. And go from there. So it's a good plan. So I made a list of which supplies I have here that I need, what colors to start with. I don't really know on all the colors, but at least the basics to kind of get the idea rolling and get the inspiration. I was gonna say influence. I'm like, no, it's not influence, it's inspiration. Yeah, that's what you know I'm a little tired. I get my words jumbled. Alright, come on, die cut machine. Yeah, I was having a hell of a time with this machine when I was doing the truck and the trailer repeatedly, and it was like I was fighting with the dies, I was fighting with the machine. I'm like, oh no, but there's a couple times like I'm almost throwing this thing because sometimes it just doesn't line up right and this doesn't go in well, and overuse kind of thing. Versus that's why it's good to rotate the plates, both plates of the clear ones. And I wasn't doing that, and I realized no, when I rotate one, do the same with the other. That way, the 2 and the 2 are on the same side more or less. And it made a huge difference when I started doing that. I'm like, yeah, I should have done that before. So I'm working down this pile pretty good of this white scraps. Now let's do another one. So the unfortunate side of what I planned in my mind for the 2 vendor events kind of requires a whole bunch of die cuts made. So it's like, oh boy, here I go with another above and beyond project. But I think it would be a good idea. So I won't really know until I get this project done how I feel about it. Because first I gotta design the cards fully, like actually make a couple mock-up versions to see the measurements, what works, what doesn't, the sizes, like does it look good or does it need refining? So once I get that up and going, and then because I've already marked out some possible quantities to bring, it's just the downside of the events is I need to prep so many materials, especially with the idea of the die cuts. I would not die cutting at the event so much, but it's also I don't want to go there and have not enough, but I don't want to go there and have, I've made 100. This is an extreme example, one that only sell like 10, So it's a weird, and it's 2 events, so the 2 events are going to be the same. So I'm trying to think of a happy medium between it, but also in the way of whatever I use and make, even if I do prep more than I need, I can still use it for something else. So that's the excitement of trying to figure it out. So I don't know yet. Or really it's... I tend to have more than one goal. I'll have the min goal and the max goal. I know I'm kind of off here. So I might do somewhere in between the 2. That way, as time allows, make sure I've got a little bit of everything. And then just that day wing it and, live and learn. So... that's what I gotta figure out. But I'm looking forward to it. And of course, it's the kind of thing that I realized today. I'm like, oh crap. I mean, my original thought what I was going to do was I didn't have all the supplies for the cardstock colors. And then later in the afternoon, it clicked on, no, I can do something different. I have something else here that will definitely work for that. So, yeah, trial and error. Some days. Then I was on our team Facebook group earlier this evening for a little while ago. The host of the week, which she's ending tonight, because I'm the host for next week. She did a cards project, and I loved it. And I'm like, I don't know if I'd actually make the version, but I think that a similar version I definitely make, because it's among my scrappy version type idea, but different. And I'm like, I love it. But hers was really good, so. And then she was talking about doing a little more stuff this week, and I'm like, hey, go ahead. So I'm happy with that, because I'm gonna have a rough 2 weeks. All right, so all the die cuts are done for this project, and if I counted it right, plus one more that will do the scrappy card. Oh, so Toronto won the Grey Cup. Aww. Oh yeah, sweet. $45 is good. I didn't bet. I forgot the game was on. I'm not into that so much, but it's all good. Well, that's awesome. All right, plates baggie. So I keep a baggie of the plates. That way they're all here, ready to go for next time. Woohoo. And then the white scraps. So let me put the die away. I'm still going to keep, I decided yesterday, so I'm going to keep the die on the outside of the inside of the envelope. That way I know which one I'm using. Makes things easier. And then, how am I doing for time? 22 minutes? Okay. So yeah, I'm going to go shortly, and I actually do mean it this time. But I am going to grab my next bit of my notes and packet stuff, because I tend to use a lot of plastic bags like this to keep track of what I'm working on, or if I've pulled out certain papers and that. So here we go. I'm just looking at what's here. So I got 2 of those, 1 of that, and then 1 of that. So that's the envelope next I'm pulling from to make something out of it. So let's open it up and see what we're working with. And then that way when I go to, look at the gold on that side. I actually really like it now. Okay, damn it, and I'm gonna cut it up too. Yeah, oh well. That's okay. It's still fun. So I've got it sliced open, so that way I've got a really nice panel there. I'm going to cut off the excess on the bottom here with that white. And then this gets thrown into my other scraps, so I'm just going to put that with that scraps pile right there. And then, yeah, I'm going to use this paper. I'm going to slice. Slice is good. I'm gonna, oh yeah, from there, and then, yeah, sorry, I'm getting all mixed up here. So my height of these pieces are 5 inches. So slice there goes 5 inches. That goes into the scrappy pile that we will use later. And then from there, I go a little more in because it's got the way it tapers out. So then from there, I need 1 1/4. Yeah, there goes my math for tonight. By 1 inch. By another 1 1/4. And that's the pieces to make some of the panel that goes into, I was going to say scrappy card. It's not a scrappy card. Yeah, my brain's a little out of it. Alright, well there we go. So, my hair's bugging me. I don't usually keep it out. I know I need to more often. Alright, so I've got this beautiful piece. So then it's good to take a moment and look and see what are the colors. I don't know. And I don't know which kit this came from. I'm not that good with memory, but I do try. I'm seeing potentially pool party, maybe? Pool party, maybe, hold on. Maybe a little bit of Night of Navy in there? And then white. So, not much to work with. Now, pool party, if that's the color I'm thinking, I don't have that. But I have something, or I did have something else, which is eluding me right now. I did have Lost Lagoon. I'm going to pull that out because I'm thinking Night of Navy similar-ish, then Lost Lagoon, and then that. So let me see in a moment. Okay, that decaf tea, lemon lily English breakfast. Oh my god, so good. All right, I gotta lean to the camera for a sec. Not trying to show, certain things, but whatever. Because I want to grab my Lost Lagoon, which is eluding me right now. It's not quite the color, but even if you don't have the exact color, even a representation of it can work really well. And I think that will work. So let's already prep a piece to get going here. And then the blue, I'm gonna have to pull from another source. And I know I need to check out this bag of goodies. That's gonna be more like tomorrow. I might peek a little bit tonight, but then I might be up half the night, so I don't know yet. I usually do. The day I bring it home, I usually look at it, but this is one of the rare nights that I don't. Because just didn't quite happen that way. Ooh, I've got something. Now, this is another source. Wait a second, I got what's happening here? No, it's not doing me. The patterns clash. I'm not liking it. Okay. Let's try the same color I was using. No, it's not doing me either. Ironically, the first color is doing me more. That's giving me an idea. Let me pull that out. Let's try. That's a little better, but let's go reverse. Yeah, I'm definitely not into football. Actually, the only football I'm interested in is, and this is a bit of a funny thing, is, and I haven't watched it in years, but they used to have the Puppy Bowl on, and I love the Puppy Bowl. It's so cute. Anyway. I could try that combination. I'm not liking it, but I could definitely try it. I'm going to put this blue away. Yeah, I'm not liking the combo. But I'm going to go with it. I don't know. I see what you're saying about green. I don't know. I'm trying to think for a sec. But like, what shade of green, Elaine, would you say? That way I can narrow in on what type of green. Either way, I think I'll go with this combo. All right. So then I gotta bring the paper trail. I'll do a bit of prep tonight, and then I'm gonna call it a night. So, check this size. This is 5.5. There we go. That's intention. And then this I need to be 4" by 5.25. And let's see how this looks again in a moment. So let's fold this in half. That way we can kind of see how the profile looks. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to come up with colors. I'm starting to really want to do a scrapping card now. Okay, that's starting to look pretty good. It's starting to work on me actually now. Now that I can see it coming together. Yeah. Okay, that is working for me. There we go. So I'm just going to put this piece back in the box for another time. The leftover piece. There we go. Close up my box. Yeah, I'm liking that. Alright. So, then I gotta decide. I'm gonna ink the phrase in Night of Navy, which happens to be out, ironically. So we'll just do that now. Just kind of get half of this prepped, and then I'll definitely call it a night. Alright, just getting my sponge out and ready. I need to clean that bucket. I'm a type of person, the last year, so I really got into task and to-do list, and if I don't put something on my task list, I don't do it. So I thought about it earlier, just before the video, I'm like, I gotta put it on my list, clean my water bucket. I'll have to do it in 2 weeks anyway, but still, it helps if I already have done a pre-clean. That way it makes stuff a little easier. So there's my water, there's my sponge. Alright, so I clean my hand, so it's all wet now. Another sip of my decaf tea. That's really good tonight. I'm gonna bring in my block. This is block D. This is like my preferred one. It's very similar size to the paper pumpkin block, but it just works for a lot of stamps. All right. So then let's ink up this. And I noticed last night this ink pad was a little weak, so I did put a couple drops on it. I think I did. But I don't know if it helped or not. So I will know shortly if it'll work. So brighter, eh? Okay, yeah, I think that ink pad needs a little more drop ink, so I'm going to do that very momentarily. Give this a clean. There we go. Just going to pull this off. I'm doing it off camera, sorry. I'm not big on red clings, but I'm really liking this stamp set. This might be one of my go-tos now because of that phrase, telling the universe. And it kind of ties into one of my favorite movie, 2024, that theme about the universe and all that. So, oh, you gave me some grassy green. You know what? Now I'm going to have to take a peek. Actually, but before I do so, I do want to put a couple drops of Night of Navy into this ink pad. There we go. I might have put a little more than I should, but that's okay. Alright, now I'm going to have to look at the grassy green. oh, wait, I forgot. I got to stamp the puppy on it. Now, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to use Lost Lagoon to do the puppy paw print. But I gotta find my Lost Lagoon. There's my Lost Lagoon. It became one of my favorite colors earlier this year. Maybe that's why when I looked at this, I kept thinking Lost Lagoon. It is one of my favorites. Just that way to kind of tie it in. There we go. There's some. Oh, that's neat. Oh. Okay, I gotta explain this in a sec, because something happened here. Oh my god, that's neat. Okay, give me a moment. Let me clean my stamp. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, I gotta explain this. This has never occurred to me before. So, as you can see, I did the initial first generation stamping here. And as I did that, because the Night of Navy blue is still a little wet, it picked up the A and the Y partially. So when I did the second stamping, it kind of shows a bit of Night of Navy there. Then when I went to here, and between there and there, it actually brought some of the lettering. So on here, I actually see the S and some of the lettering and an S there too. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Oh my, you can't see it. Of course you can't see it, but it is so neat. It mixed the colors. Oh my God, that's actually really cool. I wasn't intending that, but yeah, it brought some of the Night of Navy shapes into the other stamping. Wow, that's cool. Okay, now, scroll brain moment. I am going to peek at the grassy green we're talking about. Whee! Okay, I think I see it now. Alright, come on, you. So there's grassy green. Okay. There's one green. Let me move that, because now it's kind of wet, apparently. Alright, I'm just going to peek see here. Da, 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 da. Oh, thank you so much for the cardstock. Let's peek. Okay, make sure I don't have any ink on my hands. Oh, that's nice. But you know what? I'm actually really liking what I've... Actually, that would have been nice too. I'm liking what I started with the night... Well, not quite Night of Navy, but the navy blue and the Lost Lagoon. It's surprise. Okay, now I'm peeking at the colors. Oh, cool. I'm excited for later. Or tomorrow, or another day. Just not tonight. Really not tonight. Oh, that's awesome. What I really should do is at the end of this project, actually take a picture of this. Anyway, I know I said 20 minutes ago I'm going to go. For real, I actually really am going to go now. Because I get into crafting. This is so much fun. Anyway, so just to kind of see the mock-up, I think this actually looks pretty good. Surprisingly enough. Alrighty, everyone. I am going to officially go, and I'm going to work on this a little bit on my own and call it a night. We'll see you tomorrow. I do plan to be on. Again, 9:30 seems to be the timing that works for me. So, have a great night. Bye.